Chaos erupts in the courtroom as Diddy's high-profile trial takes a shocking turn. New evidence, described as a game-changer, leaves his defense team reeling. In a stunning move, Diddy's lead attorney storms out, frustration written all over his face. Was it a calculated tactic, or a sign of a crumbling defense? As accusations pile up and explosive revelations surface, the stakes have never been higher for the music mogul. What secrets could this evidence hold? And how will it impact the case that's captivating the world? Stay tuned as we dive deep into this unfolding legal drama. Introduction: a hip-hop mogul in crisis. The legal troubles of Sean "Diddy" Combs have captivated the public and dominated headlines, painting a picture of a music mogul embroiled in a high-stakes battle for his freedom. As the founder of Bad Boy Records and a cultural icon, Diddy is no stranger to controversy. However, his current predicament has pushed his name into the realm of courtroom drama, with prosecutors making the case that he poses a danger to society and a flight risk. Denied bail multiple times, Diddy's fight for release has become a gripping story of wealth, influence, and the limits of legal maneuvering. The rise of an entertainment kingpin. Diddy's journey to the top of the entertainment world is legendary. As the founder of Bad Boy Records, he played a pivotal role in shaping the careers of some of hip-hop's biggest names, including the notorious B.I.G., Macy, and Faith Evans. He expanded his influence beyond music, venturing into fashion with his Sean John clothing line and spirits with Ciroc vodka. To many, he epitomized the American dream, a self-made man who transformed his talent and business acumen into a global empire. But beneath this glossy surface, whispers of darker dealings have persisted. Critics have long suggested that Diddy's rise was not solely the result of talent and hard work, but also of strategic alliances and an iron grip on those around him. Now, with mounting accusations, these whispers are becoming harder to ignore. Rumors of a Mafia-like network. One of the most startling allegations surrounding Diddy is the suggestion that his influence extends far beyond music and fashion. According to insiders, Diddy may have operated within a clandestine network akin to a mafia, wielding power over Hollywood and the music industry through a combination of strategic alliances, intimidation, and manipulation. These claims paint a picture of a man who wasn't just an entertainer, but a puppet master, orchestrating events and controlling narratives to his advantage. Some sources allege that Diddy's connections reached into legal and political circles, enabling him to sidestep scrutiny and maintain his dominance. The implication is clear: Diddy's empire was not merely built on talent and ambition, but on a foundation of influence and fear. The extent of these alleged dealings remains speculative, but they raise serious questions about the true nature of his power. Could Diddy's success story be hiding a much darker reality? And if so, how deep does this network of influence go? The artist's dilemma: manipulation and control. A recurring theme in the accusations against Diddy is his treatment of artists under his label. For years, rumors have circulated about exploitative contracts that left young, eager talents with little to show for their hard work. These deals often favored Diddy disproportionately, ensuring that he reaped the lion's share of profits while artists struggled to make ends meet. Former collaborators have hinted at these practices before, but recent accounts paint an even bleaker picture. Artists were allegedly lured in with promises of fame and fortune, only to find themselves trapped in agreements that stripped them of creative control and financial independence. Some have described it as a system designed to keep them dependent on Diddy, fostering an environment where loyalty was rewarded but dissent was punished. Examples abound. The notorious B.I.G., despite his immense success, reportedly faced financial disputes with Bad Boy Records. Mace, another prominent artist, has openly criticized Diddy for withholding royalties and refusing to release him from restrictive contracts. These stories suggest a pattern of behavior that prioritized Diddy's interests above all else, even at the expense of the very people who helped build his empire. Parallels with Rick Ross and the industry's culture. Interestingly, Diddy's alleged practices are not unique. Industry insiders have drawn parallels between his approach and that of other moguls, such as Rick Ross. As the head of Maybach Music Group, Ross has faced similar accusations of exploiting artists and maintaining control through restrictive contracts. Like Diddy, Ross reportedly presented himself as a mentor and benefactor, offering artists a chance at stardom. However, the reality was often far less glamorous. Many artists under his label have spoken of limited creative freedom, unfulfilled promises, and contracts that prioritize the label's profits over their own success. These similarities highlight a troubling culture within the music industry, where power dynamics often skew heavily in favor of executives. The stories of exploitation and control are not confined to individual figures, but reflect systemic issues that have long plagued the business. The surveillance allegations, cameras everywhere. Perhaps the most bizarre and unsettling claim to emerge involves the extensive surveillance within Diddy's home. Reports suggest that his mansion was equipped with over 250 cameras, capturing every movement within its walls. While security cameras are not unusual for high-profile figures, the sheer number and alleged purpose of these devices have raised eyebrows. According to sources, Diddy used this footage not only for personal security, but also as a means of leverage. The recordings allegedly documented private moments of guests, artists, and associates, creating a potential treasure trove of compromising material. Some have speculated that this footage was used to exert influence, ensuring compliance and discouraging dissent. The implications are chilling. If true, this surveillance system represents a level of control that extends beyond business dealings, invading the personal lives of those within Diddy's orbit. It also raises ethical and legal questions about privacy and consent, adding yet another layer of complexity to the growing list of accusations. The courtroom battles and public scrutiny. As these allegations come to light, Diddy's legal team faces an uphill battle. The courtroom has become a battleground, with each new accusation adding to the pressure. Critics argue that the sheer volume of claims, ranging from financial exploitation to personal intimidation, paints a damning picture, even if some allegations lack concrete evidence. Public opinion has also shifted dramatically. Once revered as a pioneer and innovator, Diddy is now viewed with suspicion by many. Social media has been ablaze with debates about his legacy, with some defending his accomplishments, while others condemn his alleged actions. The narrative has become a polarizing mix of admiration and outrage, reflecting the broader tensions within the entertainment industry. Why the court denied bail? At the heart of Diddy's detention lies the court's conclusion that he is too risky to be released. Prosecutors have argued convincingly that his actions, both alleged and proven, demonstrate a pattern of behavior that undermines the judicial process. Chief among these concerns are allegations of witness tampering. Evidence presented includes recordings of phone calls made from the Metropolitan Detention Center (MDC) in Brooklyn, where Diddy is currently being held. These conversations reportedly contain veiled references to influencing witnesses or otherwise obstructing justice. In one leaked call, Diddy's language was intentionally vague, but suggestive enough to raise alarms. Phrases such as handling business and discussions with his son Christian about clearing out leftover items have been interpreted by prosecutors as coded instructions. While his defense team insists that these conversations have been misconstrued, the court has sided with the prosecution, citing the risk of Diddy leveraging his vast resources and influence to interfere with the ongoing case. The $50 million bail package, a bold gamble. Diddy's legal team has left no stone unturned in their efforts to secure his release. Their most ambitious proposal came in the form of a $50 million bail package. This staggering offer included his Star Island mansion and a Beverly Hills estate as collateral. Additionally, the package proposed house arrest, electronic monitoring, 24/7 surveillance, and the surrender of his passport to ensure compliance. The defense emphasized Diddy's status as a family man and his desire to prepare for his trial in a controlled environment. Despite the high stakes and the impressive terms, the court has remained unmoved. Prosecutors have argued that no amount of money or monitoring can mitigate the risk posed by Diddy's influence. They point to his history of alleged misconduct and the leaked phone calls as evidence that he would find ways to manipulate the situation, even under house arrest. For the prosecution, the issue is not just about Diddy's actions, but also about the precedent it would set if someone of his stature were allowed to circumvent strict judicial measures. Witness tampering allegations. The crux of the case. The allegations of witness tampering are perhaps the most damning aspect of the case against Diddy. Prosecutors claim that he has made multiple attempts to contact individuals connected to the investigation, either directly or through intermediaries. While details of these attempts remain under wraps, hints of a broader pattern have emerged. For example, one prosecutor suggested that Diddy has orchestrated a campaign of intimidation using his extensive network to send messages to potential witnesses. This claim is bolstered by past incidents. Diddy's reputation as a shrewd and sometimes ruthless businessman has long been a part of his public persona. Critics argue that this same tenacity could easily be turned toward obstructing justice. If true, these actions not only undermine his defense, but also strengthen the prosecution's argument that he poses an ongoing threat to the integrity of the trial. A legal team in turmoil. The strain of the case has taken a visible toll on Diddy's legal team. During a recent court session, tensions reached a boiling point when one of his lead attorneys dramatically walked out of the courtroom. This unexpected development followed the introduction of new evidence by the prosecution, which reportedly blindsided the defense. While the specifics of this evidence have not been disclosed, it was significant enough to disrupt the defense's strategy and leave the courtroom buzzing with speculation. The walkout highlights the immense pressure faced by Diddy's legal team. Tasked with defending a high-profile client against serious allegations, they must contend with both the court of law and the court of public opinion. For Diddy, whose brand has always been tied to his larger-than-life persona, the stakes could not be higher. His legal team's ability to navigate these challenges will likely determine the outcome of the case. Public perception and media frenzy. Diddy's legal troubles have sparked intense debate among fans, critics, and legal experts. Some view his repeated bail denials as evidence of a judicial system that treats high-profile defendants more harshly to make an example of them. Others argue that his wealth and influence give him unique opportunities to undermine the legal process, warranting stricter measures. Media coverage of the case has been relentless, with every new development dissected and debated. From the leaked phone calls to the dramatic courtroom walkout, each twist has added fuel to the fire. Social media, in particular, has become a battleground for supporters and detractors, with hashtags like #FreeDiddy trending alongside calls for accountability. This polarization reflects broader societal debates about wealth, privilege, and justice. The role of wealth and influence. One of the most contentious aspects of Diddy's case is the role of his wealth and influence. Critics argue that his ability to offer a $50 million bail package, complete with luxury properties and round-the-clock surveillance, highlights the disparity between wealthy defendants and those without such resources. For many, the case serves as a stark reminder of how money can shape legal outcomes, even if it has not yet secured Diddy's release. Proponents of Diddy's bail argue that his wealth should not be held against him. They point out that he has offered to comply with strict conditions that would ensure his presence at trial. However, the prosecution's emphasis on his potential to tamper with witnesses has overshadowed these arguments. In this context, Diddy's wealth is both a tool for his defense and a liability that reinforces the prosecution's claims. Seizure of firearms and evidence at the mansion. The legal challenges facing Sean "Diddy" Combs took a dramatic turn with the revelation that investigators seized multiple firearms and ammunition during a raid on his property. Among the items were 3 defaced AR-15 rifles, equipped with large-capacity drum magazines. The presence of these weapons has raised serious questions about Diddy's connections to activities potentially far removed from his public persona as a music mogul. The raid also unearthed digital devices that contained images and videos linked to a group referred to as the Free Goes. These electronic files reportedly feature content involving multiple victims, further complicating the case against Diddy. This discovery not only deepens the legal quagmire he faces, but also casts a shadow over his otherwise celebrated career. The tension during the courtroom proceedings was palpable as both sides debated the implications of this evidence. One of Diddy's attorneys, visibly frustrated by the judge's ruling to admit such findings into evidence, gathered their documents and exited the courtroom, leaving spectators in stunned silence. This moment underscored the mounting strain on Diddy's defense team, which has been grappling with an escalating array of accusations. Despite his reputation for high-stakes negotiations and crisis management, even Diddy's considerable resources and experience in navigating controversies seem inadequate to regain control of this situation. Mounting accusations, a domino effect. As if the legal troubles surrounding Diddy weren't already formidable, a cascade of new accusations has emerged, further complicating his defense. These allegations span a broad spectrum, from harassment to more severe claims involving threats of violence. The sheer volume of individuals stepping forward has created a tidal wave of testimonies, each adding layers to an already intricate narrative. This domino effect began with one accuser coming forward, emboldening others to share their stories and contributing to a growing sense of momentum against the music icon. Many of these new testimonies have painted a picture of Diddy as a manipulative figure who allegedly used his influence and wealth to maintain control over those around him. Some accusers have provided detailed accounts of incidents that are both shocking and hard to dismiss, further eroding public sympathy for Diddy. For his legal team, the challenge lies in discrediting these claims while contending with the prosecution's relentless pursuit of new witnesses. The flood of accusations has also reshaped public perception. Once celebrated as a trailblazer in the music industry, Diddy now finds himself scrutinized in the harsh light of these allegations. Each new claim fuels speculation about the extent of his involvement in the alleged activities, leaving fans and critics alike questioning how far the accusations might go and whether his legacy can withstand this onslaught. Shocking discovery at the Beverly Hills mansion. The raid on Diddy's luxurious Beverly Hills mansion marked a turning point in the investigation. While many anticipated that the search would focus on his financial records or personal correspondence, the items seized went far beyond initial expectations. Prosecutors reportedly uncovered documents, communications, and physical evidence that may directly link Diddy to the accusations against him. Sources close to the investigation have hinted that these findings could play a pivotal role in the trial, providing the prosecution with critical leverage. Among the items seized were hard drives containing digital files that are said to include incriminating communications. Investigators have suggested that these messages could be interpreted as attempts to coerce or intimidate individuals involved in the case. The discovery of such evidence has placed Diddy's defense team on the defensive, as they work to mitigate the potential damage these revelations could cause. The raid has also raised questions about the extent to which Diddy's personal and professional worlds are intertwined, as investigators continue to explore whether his business dealings may have facilitated the alleged misconduct. Courtney Burgess breaks her silence. Amid the growing tide of accusations, Courtney Burgess has emerged as a key figure in the unfolding drama. In a public statement, Burgess described a pattern of manipulative behavior that she alleges characterized Diddy's interactions with those around him. Her claims, which include allegations of hidden surveillance cameras and coercive tactics, have added a new layer of complexity to the case. Burgess's account has been particularly damaging because it suggests a level of premeditation and control that could be difficult for the defense to refute. Burgess's revelations have drawn significant attention, not only for their content, but also for their timing. Coming as more individuals step forward with their own accusations, her statement has amplified the growing chorus of voices against Diddy. While his legal team has dismissed her claims as part of a broader smear campaign, the increasing number of accusers has made it harder for them to control the narrative. Burgess's testimony, coupled with the evidence uncovered during the raid, has left Diddy's team scrambling to devise a strategy to counter these mounting challenges. The fight for bail. Throughout this legal saga, Diddy's attempts to secure bail have been repeatedly denied, with prosecutors citing concerns about witness tampering and the potential for him to flee. Most recently, a judge rejected a $50 million bail package that included his Beverly Hills mansion as collateral. This proposal, which also included provisions for house arrest and electronic monitoring, was intended to demonstrate Diddy's willingness to comply with court-imposed restrictions. However, the court remained unconvinced, pointing to allegations that Diddy had attempted to contact witnesses while in custody. One particularly damning piece of evidence presented by prosecutors was a recorded phone call between Diddy and his son Christian, during which they discussed vague plans described as handling business. Prosecutors have interpreted this as a coded attempt at witness tampering, further justifying their opposition to his release. Despite his legal team's efforts to frame Diddy as a responsible figure who poses no threat to society, the court's decisions thus far suggest that these arguments have failed to gain traction. Public reaction and future implications. The ongoing legal drama has captivated public attention, with each new development sparking widespread debate about Diddy's guilt or innocence. Fans and critics alike have weighed in on the case, with some expressing unwavering support for the embattled mogul and others condemning him based on the allegations. The court of public opinion has become a battleground in its own right, as both sides seek to sway perceptions through media coverage and public statements. For Diddy, the stakes could not be higher. If the accusations against him are proven, the consequences could be devastating, not only for his career but also for his personal legacy. Conversely, if he manages to clear his name, the case could serve as a testament to his resilience in the face of adversity. Regardless of the outcome, the case has already reshaped how Diddy is perceived, highlighting the complexities of balancing immense success with the responsibilities that come with it. As the investigation continues, all eyes remain on the courtroom. With new evidence emerging and the list of accusers growing, the legal battle is far from over. What began as a single case has evolved into a sprawling narrative that touches on issues of power, accountability, and the challenges of navigating public life under intense scrutiny. For Sean "Diddy" Combs, the fight is just beginning, and the world is watching to see how it will unfold. What's next for Diddy? As the case progresses, the stakes continue to rise. With each denied bail request, Diddy's options narrow, and the pressure on his legal team intensifies. Upcoming court dates are expected to shed more light on the evidence against him, including the details of the alleged witness tampering. For now, he remains at the MDC in Brooklyn, awaiting his next opportunity to argue for release. The broader implications of the case extend beyond Diddy's personal fate. It raises questions about the balance between individual rights and public safety, the influence of wealth in the legal system, and the challenges of ensuring a fair trial in the age of media sensationalism. Whether he ultimately secures bail or remains in detention, Diddy's case is likely to leave a lasting impact on the legal and cultural landscape.